Hello everyone, welcome to day 23 of Vlogmas. Today is actually the last day of Vlogmas. It's the 23rd today, so the day before Christmas Eve, so I'm going to be logging off. Well, not completely. I probably will be sharing some stuff on stories, so make sure to follow me on Instagram at viv.hannah if you guys want to see some real-time updates and stuff. I thought I would do like some holiday makeup for like a party or for like New Year's. I think I'm also just feeling really reflective and like a little emotional, not gonna lie. I just had my last therapy session today as well, and I've used BetterHelp. But it was our last session today, and we're both crying. I feel like my life really has improved drastically. Like, I'm getting emotional now, but I feel like my life has improved drastically, and like not like I'm anywhere where I want to be. Oh, there's Gigi. Hi, baby. Not like I'm like, you know, done working on myself by any means. That is a lifelong journey. So yeah, I'm feeling really grateful right now. And honestly, like, I think the holiday season just makes me really reflective. You know what? Let me start doing my makeup, or else I'm just gonna sit here and babble on forever. So first I'm gonna do my Elta MD sunblock. For primer, I love the Fenty Pro Filter Instant Retouch Primer. It's so good. It really, like, I feel like my makeup glides so much better on my skin. I like to layer on a couple primers, so I use that Fenty one, and then I love the Tatcha, the Liquid Silk Canvas. This one, I use this for special events. Oh, and by the way, what I'm wearing is my Shoe Dazzle sweater wrap dress. I'll have that linked for you guys in the description box, and everything that I use too. And the hair stuff, the makeup, all of it, I'll have that linked in the description box so you guys can shop any of this makeup if you guys want, because a lot of this stuff, it's like my holy grail items. Like, I did spot treat, like that's what my friend Brie, if you guys want to follow like a beauty YouTuber, beauty influencer, I highly recommend you check out my friend Brie's channel. She does a lot of like skincare reviews, so not just makeup, but she also does like makeup tutorials, but she's been doing a lot of skincare reviews. So I'll have her channel linked down in the description box so you guys can see. But I was asking her for advice on like how I should do like nice event makeup, and she was saying like you could always like do your concealer under your foundation. If you want to look more natural, you can just do concealer underneath, and then that way it almost looks like your foundation is going on top of perfect skin, you know? And then now we're gonna go in with so that Born This Way foundation or concealer is in Almond. And then now I'm gonna go in with the Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk Foundation in 3.5. So yeah, just I asked her for like any final tips, and like there's like when you end therapy, there is usually like a closeout session thing where she'll go over if you guys like went over any steps, any reminders that you guys have, any resources that you guys referred back to. Like, she kind of went over everything that we talked about. Okay, so now that I'm done with my liquid stuff, really quick before I keep talking, the powder that I'm using overall just to set it, this is, I think it's Fenty, right? The Fenty Pro Filter Powder in Lavender. It's just like their lightest one. For bronzer, I use the Fenty, yeah, this is just like a Fenty makeup haul or makeup tutorial. Just like to give myself some warmth, because, you know, you can look a little pasty after foundation and concealer. It's just bring some life back into you. But yeah, she had referred to this book called The Power of Now, which we kind of read through, or I listened to the audiobook. I didn't technically read it. Some of the things, like the main things that I've learned, not just The Power of Now, but like in therapy in general, is just like, and a lot of this sounds a little bit abstract, but I feel like the more times that I practiced it and made it an actual thing in my life, it doesn't sound so abstract. Like, I actually, these are very real things. Like the idea of like emotional time, of how like, yes, there's chronological time of like past, present, future, but really emotionally there is no time other than the present. So if something is bothering you, or if someone has wronged you, like I probably am gonna butcher this. In this moment right now, like what is happening? Like right now I am recording this vlog. There is no one hurting me right now. There's no one out trying to get me. Like none of that is happening right now. And to practice living in the moment and living in the now, as like woo-sa as that sounds, it is really helpful. And I feel like it doesn't mean ignore your problems. It doesn't mean don't face things head on. But I think a lot of times we get caught up in just our past, and a lot of times that just ends up hurting yourself. Hindsight's 20/20, right? So obviously looking back now, it's easy for me to talk about it and say the things that were not as helpful to me, but when you're in the thick of it, it's hard to realize like how much of your issues that you think are issues now are just you kind of like bringing it up again. But that's also like, honestly, part of growth is also having, I think, empathy for yourself and giving yourself grace, and knowing that, you know what, at the time though I couldn't see. Like at the time I was just like too in the thick of it and kind of set in my ways and comfortable in the way that I've been doing things. So yeah, I think just it takes time. You have to be ready for it, but then it's also like there's never a good time, and life is going to keep on happening. So trying your best to practice these things, as hard as it is, it's kind of like they say, like, is it a meter? Like, what's the analogy? That like, even if you're, I mean, of course you want to be like on the good side of the meter, but there is no way to like really sustainably like be there quickly. If I guess like moving the needle is the analogy that I'm trying to think of. Is like, if you move, then even though it seems like you're moving the needle just a little bit, like I think they use the ship as an example. If you move the needle a little bit, even though it seems like it's just like a little millimeter that you're moving, and that's like not worth it, I need to be over here. Even though like, yeah, in the meter it's this much, on a ship, if you look at how where a ship goes here versus even if it's like a millimeter, it's like the ship is in a completely different direction when you look at the long term. And when you look at like, I guess, yeah, when you think end game and when you think of that long-term mindset, it does make an impact, these like little changes. Another thing that I keep telling myself and that I've learned is that even if something might not be your fault initially, like you can't choose the situations you were put in, maybe in as a child or even as an adult, like whatever it is, even if it's not your fault, it's still your responsibility. And it could only be your responsibility to get yourself out of it or to change it or whatever it is. So even though it's not your fault, it doesn't mean it's not your responsibility. Because then whose responsibility is it then to help yourself? And I say that to myself as well, like, because I've definitely have been in a place and still slip into a place sometimes when I expect other people to pick up the pieces for me. And of course there's a benefit of like having people you love around you and all these things, but at the end of the day, it's not their responsibility to make you happy or to fix the demons you have inside, or like whatever it is. It's not their responsibility, it's yours. That's why it sucks, because I don't think people want to hear that, like, at the end of the day, even though I didn't choose this shit, why do I have to get out of it? And that's a lot of where my anger came from and my frustration. I think that's a part of growing up. So don't like hate on yourself or whatever if you're there right now. Like, it's hard when you're in the thick of it, and I get that. But that also, like, multiple truths can stand at the same time. And it doesn't mean that it's not your responsibility to get yourself out of it though, because ultimately we have one life to live. And so just having that sense of urgency, like, you really, I mean, it's a balance, right? Like, you don't have any time to lose, so act now. If you're aware of yourself and you're aware that like, oh shit, like maybe I should get on it, then get on it. But be kind to yourself too, because it's not like it's easy. It's not like just because you say and like have this like, if anything, that might be like a fake attitude of like, oh, I can just do it. And like, you're not gonna make that jump. It's gonna be increments. But you have to start somewhere and you have to push through even when it's hard. This is the Benefit Goof Proof brow pencil that I used. For blush, I'm gonna use this Morphe palette and just press it onto my cheekbones, on my nose, and then I even use it kind of as like an eyeshadow. But yeah, I feel like I'm rambling now, but I think those are the main things that come to mind when I think about like what I've learned and like what I try to abide by now in my everyday life of like, be grateful for the life you live, even if it's not perfect. I'm just using the Jaclyn Hill palette, shimmery one here, this third one down here. I'm just dabbing it in my blending brush into these 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and using that to blend out the crease area. This is looking very just like whatever, not that sparkly. Brie, I need your help. Okay, so I'm just gonna keep it natural, and then maybe we'll do like a fun lip. So now I'm gonna do eyeliner and mascara, I think. Yeah, that's how we'll justify this. Let's keep it like simple eyes, but it's like this, right? Simple eyes, and then we'll do like a nice lip or something. I just have this Stila Stay All Day waterproof liquid eyeliner. It'll be linked in the description box below. I mean, it's pretty personal, so you obviously don't have to comment at all, but I would love to know if you guys have been to therapy or used BetterHelp before. Like, what's your experience? I really liked it. I liked the convenience of being able to log on my phone. I use the Lash Idol mascara on my eyes. It adds enough volume but also separates the lashes really well. For lips, I'm just using this NYX lip liner in nude beige, and I'm actually gonna use some red like eyeshadow and use that as lipstick because I've run out of, or I can't find my NARS lipstick, so I'll show you guys what that looks like. I'll come back. All right guys, my hair's not really doing what I want it to do, so that's fine. I'm not actually going anywhere, but here's what the finished makeup looks like. I just found like a red sparkly lip gloss. I can't even find like the brand name. I think it's Estee Lauder. I'll find it and link it for you guys down in the description box, but here's what the makeup looks like. My little holiday makeup with a little red lip. But thank you guys so much for watching and for sticking around for Vlogmas. I will be logging off until I'll see you guys at the new year. After the new year, I'm gonna resume my weekly vlog, so be on the lookout for that in 2023. But I just want to say thank you guys so much for watching. For any new subscribers, I know there's a lot of new people here, so thank you so much for subscribing. I'm gonna have more style videos, recipes, and vlogs posted into 2023, so I hope you guys stick around for that. But for now, I hope you guys have the most amazing holiday season with your loved ones. I hope you guys have an amazing 2023, and I will see you guys then. Bye guys. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas.